Students and teachers returned to the classroom about a week ago, and things have been very different, Erica, because this time around in 2025 here in South Carolina, it's phone free.
Oh yeah, that's right. South Carolina's new free to focus policy means students are not allowed to be glued on their phones. You know what I mean?
Yes, no heads down, now heads are up, not looking at a screen. News 19's Walker Lawson got a chance to go today to a school and not only hear from the teachers of how it's working, but hear from the students. And I was kind of surprised, Walker, because you said they weren't complaining as much as you
That's
thought
right, they
were.
weren't complaining. I mean, when I went to high school, we had phones.
Right.
So walking around a high school and not seeing phones was definitely different for most of us. Now, there is a higher attention span and less attempts to go out into the hallway, and people are paying more attention in the classroom. Those are just some of the changes that teachers and students have seen in the building since the Free to Focus bill was put in place. When Reagan Ramia, Neely Tootin, and Becca Ashley, freshmen at Westwood High School, learned about the decision to remove phones from the classroom, they were not happy.
I was first a little disappointed.
Now, 1 week into the state-mandated change, Reagan, Neely, and Becca say they've noticed more interaction between students in class and more people socializing face-to-face when they walk down the hallways.
Because people are actually getting to socialize with each other, and they're not just sitting there scrolling on TikTok, Instagram on their phone, just going through the new trends or whatever. People are actually talking and getting to know more people and walking around.
We have a lot more activity in the classroom. More people are listening and responding to the teacher.
For teacher Savannah Luter, a no phone policy was already in place in her classroom, but students would sneak their phones out. With the change being made statewide, she's seen less pushback from students than she originally thought.
But now kids aren't even attempting to have their phones out. I really haven't had many issues because they knew that this law was established.
Luter says as she's seeing more interaction from students in the classroom, she thinks this change will improve grades and is a smart decision made by state leaders.
I really love that lawmakers are taking teachers into account and what would be best for teachers and what would be best for students. I always think that that is important to keep both the teacher and the students in mind when making laws.
Now, all school districts had to adopt the model policy made by the South Carolina Department of Education and implement it by January of 2025 to continue to receive their state funding.
I love this. It almost makes me want to enact a phone-free policy at work.
We all use our phones at work. I was literally just talking to the police chief 4 seconds before we got out here.
An hour during the day where we just put it down.
Put it down.
Well, I would say there was
Just to breathe.
one girl said that when she goes home, when she's having dinner with her family, there's not an urge to pick it up as much because now she's gone the whole day without it.
Oh, I have a phone-free policy at the mock house. I actually have, you've seen this at my house. I
Yeah.
have a jar that I bought, and it is the cell phone jar, and cell phones go in the jar for dinner. So you can pray, eat together, all that.
I love that.
But you know what I loved of your opening shot in this story? It was girls walking down the hallway with their heads up, not speaking. They're speaking to each other, not looking down at their
Exactly.
phones.
They said it felt safer that you're not bumping into as many
Yes.
people, and if you do, you say, "Oh, I'm sorry,"
sorry.
instead of just
Keep
keeping
on
your
going?
way. Yep.
Yeah.
keep on
Very
going.
cool. All right, thank you so much,
Thank
Walker.
you.